Well, as a consequence of triple fusion, one of the male gamete that fuses with the secondary nucleus and forms this triploid structure called the primary endosperm mother or the primary endospermic nucleus. Right there in this centralized location, it leads to like formation of this structure called the endosperm, because after the event of the fertilization all of these antipodal cells they completely regress, and only this particular PEN or the primary endosperm nuclei is what actually develop and form the primary endosperm. And that endosperm is actually is like the one responsible for providing food for the developing embryo. And it has always been noticed that in the absence of the endosperm, the growth of embryo becomes quite poor and even suppressed, thus resulting in the non-viable seeds. So it is very much important and is required. It actually contains a like ton load of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, all nutrients that are necessary for the development of the embryo. And these all are being stored inside the endosperm, and then it helps in the growth of the embryo. To revise the entire growth of the embryo, if you remember, the embryo like it develops from the zygote, which divides like this, forming the suspensor in the embryo cell. Then finally they develop, the suspensor becomes a part which anchor it to the entire seed, and then the embryo keeps on dividing, and finally the like shape it comes out. Say this is the example of the dicot embryo growing itself. Thus we see the formation of this heart like shape, where each and every of this corner will transform into the two cotyledons, and this area becomes the shoot apex, you can say, and this area becomes the root apex. Now that actually development we will see with the case of the embryo, but at the same time this primary endosperm is also developing itself. So how the development happens? Well, there are three methods that exist. Okay, now the first method, I'll zoom in and then I'll try to explain it to you people. So the first method is like where the PEN means the primary endosperm nuclei, which is formed by the see, this name is always like when the second sperm nuclei it goes and fuse with the polar nuclei, we get this PEN. Now this PEN formed it in this particular case. In the first case we can see that it is dividing like into two cells, and then those two cells again dividing into multiple cell, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, like that it's just increasing. And you're seeing just the simple mitotic division is being carried out here. Yeah, it will be a mitotic division going on in that particular area, and it will entirely remain as the triploid nature throughout the entire course of time. So this mitotic division being carried out, it will keep on dividing, and then we see also that the darkened area, this dark structure that is developing at the same time, it's actually the zygote, the actually the embryo developing there. So this particular form of division, this first case of division that you're seeing here entirely, where the cells are being formed by mitotic division, is what is known as the cellular type of endosperm formation. And this is like in the 25% of the angiosperm families, mostly in the case of the dicot, we do find that this variety of like endosperm development it takes place. And some of the example can be datura, if you know plant, datura plant, adoxa plant. They actually are the one which like is like show this particular form of endosperm development. The second type that you see here is actually where you find that the PEN is dividing mitotically. Okay, means it is a division of the nucleus that is only taking place. This method is called free nuclear division, sometimes called the free mitotic nuclear division, in which the nucleus they keep on dividing, making copies of it, numerous copies of it, but we don't find any formation of the cell plate or any division of the entire cell. So thus you find a multinucleated structure, it keeps on developing here. The central cell, which was like the one holding the PEN, is now having two nucleus now from their multinucleus, and increasing and so on. So when that keeps on happening, a stage occur actually in between, in which we find that there will be formation of a central vacuole. It's not like like they are not formed any boundary of any sort here, but there is actually a centralized vacuole that is developing here, is growing. And this central vacuole, it pushes the entire all those nucleus towards the periphery. So in the edge there will be accumulation on the periphery, I mean sorry, the accumulation of the nucleus taking place, and then right there it keeps on developing like that. So here actually like you'll find that all the nucleus, they are in the central region also, but what actually they wanted to represent is like the entire structure is filled with the like the nucleus from the entire side all around. But actually the centralized area, there is no cell there or any nucleus there, because the centralized area is having the centralized vacuole. But it doesn't stay exactly like that. What actually happened is, after forming enough number of nucleus, or after enough free nuclear division, there will be formation of cell, means it will actually develop a cell wall in the peripheral region. So there will be formation of cells with those new divided nucleus that are there. So it will be having cell wall created, like synthesized around it. So cell will be there in the boundary, forming a cellular type layer. But the central area, it will still have all those nuclear cells, means all those just simple nucleus will actually accumulate in the central area. This is like when it is happening, that centralized vacuole which was there initially will now have nucleus suspended in it. But that centralized vacuole will have a sap which is filled with a large amount of sugar, hexose sugar, and minerals and water definitely. And in that there will be a large number of nucleus also suspended in it. And you can definitely see that the embryo is still there. The embryo is developing and growing right there. This particular form of endosperm development is known as a nuclear type endosperm development. I'll give you an example of it later on, a very famous example. That's why I'm like not saying any example at the moment. So this is the nuclear type, and the third type is for the case of for the case of monocot. Oh yes, I failed to mention this. Actually, this nuclear type division is like around 50% of the angiosperm families. They actually have this particular variety of endosperm development. Now, in the case of this last case, this last case, so what we are seeing here is actually in a way a mixture of the two types that was seen on top of it. Okay, means the primary endosperm nuclei, they divide into two unequal cells, one micropylar cell which is comparatively which is large, and one chalazal cell which is small. Now the micropylar cell, they actually undergo free nuclear division, and they keep on forming a large number of cells like that. So in that particular way, they will develop into large number of cells, whereas the basal cell, the chalazal one, the one at the chalazal side, they divide into a small number of like cellular division we will see there, and they remain as a basal apparatus. Now this particular form of new endosperm formation, it is common in the case of monocot. But actually, like not only like in the monocot, actually it's specific to a particular group of family, or actually a particular family, should not say a group of family. It's like a family called the Halobiae. So that particular family pardon me, is actually the one which shows this particular type of growth, or this particular type of endosperm development. So this endosperm development is named as the halobial type of endosperm development. Example will be asphodelus, and this is like a particular type of monocot type plant. Now this is a example of how the endosperm actually it looks like. You can see the central vacuole right there in the middle. See, this is actually a nuclear division you're seeing here. So the entire this surrounding boundary that you're seeing, this boundary is actually the nuclear like after the free nuclear division, the cells that are formed. so that all of them are in the boundary, and you can see that the embryo is developing inside, and now this entire inner portion is filled with the rest of the cells and all. And this is actually a classic example of coconut water. Coconut water that we know, that we even drink a lot, is actually a liquid nuclear endosperm, because it is the cell sap with the suspended nuclear material, primary endosperm nuclei, and with the suspended different kind of mineral salts and the sugar. All of them remain suspended in the liquid part, and this is example of the nuclear endosperm. So in this case we see the endosperm is like that. Even the white portion of the coconut is also the endosperm, but those have completely transformed into the cell. This is the free nuclear one that is there suspended. So this is an example. Coconut will be an example of nuclear endosperm development. And here lies one example of the stained specimen of the monocot seed, where you can see this area, this entire area is actually the endosperm section. This is not the example of halobial type, but this is actually the an endosperm. I'm showing you here how it looks like when you see it under microscope by staining and all. So this is what it looks like.